I talk quite a lot about gender, sexuality and sex education in Scottish schools. Let's leave that aside for today. Let's see what happens in some of the other lessons, shall we? How about history or English or art? Let's just see. We're going to go over to Castleton Primary School. It's a primary school over in Glasgow. Here's their Twitter account. You'll see it's locked. You're not allowed to see their tweets. Have you got that? The tweets of a primary school in Scotland are secret because they don't want people to see what they're doing in the school. It's secret. Unbelievable. That's not just that they've blocked me or the Scottish Family Party. It's just generally locked, their Twitter account. Now, just to make it clear here, we're looking at Castleton Primary School in Glasgow, not Castleview Primary School in Edinburgh. Castleview Primary School in Edinburgh is the one where they encourage the boys to go to school wearing skirts. Here are some of their male staff modelling skirts in the classroom. That's a different school. This is Castleton Primary School. Now, the teacher has been responsible for some of this content we're going to look at today. Miss R, her tweets are also protected as well. This primary school teacher doesn't want you to see the educational materials, resources that she's been using in schools. But thankfully someone did some helpful screenshotting. So let's have a look what's been going on at Castleton Primary School. Let's start with the history lesson. Scottish castles. Looks good to me. Look at that. Making models of castles out of blocks, drawing pictures of them, colouring pictures. That all looks good to me. Then we've got a book. What's the book about? Is it about life in a Scottish castle? Oh no. Prince and Knight. So a sort of gay love story. We've got there. See it centre in the middle. What have we got next? Oh, a bit more history. So while they're all making their rainbow flags, rainbows, etc., this lesson is about Harvey Milk for P2 and P6 classes. Harvey Milk was an American politician who engaged in relationships, shall we say, with underage boys during his lifetime. I covered him in another video. I'll put a link at the end, the one about filth at Jedburgh Grammar School's website. There's a bit more about Harvey Milk. But anyway, they've been taught about this gay icon as well from P2. P2, that's what? That's like 5-6-year-olds. Right, more history. Off to World War II. Centre of the diagram here, what is it? A rainbow flag. But Alan Turing, so out of everything that happened in World War II, what do we have to focus down on? Someone who was gay. So we've got the rainbow flag there for World War II. Let's keep going. Toys of the past. What a nice topic for a lesson in the primary school. You could learn about all sorts of things there, couldn't you? Fascinating. But of course, they've got to get the agenda in. Pink is for boys. The book there, just centre, just towards the right. Pink is for boys. So they've got to be tackling gender stereotyping. That's the big theme. The idea is, of course, in the olden days, some things were associated with for boys, some things were associated more for girls, and that resulted in lots of boys and girls being really unhappy. Whereas now, we break down all gender distinctions and produce chaos and gender confusion in hundreds of pupils that in many cases is going to blight them for the rest of their lives. But they're laying the foundations here, breaking down so-called gender stereotypes. English. Now, bookish place. They've been reading a book. What book have they been reading? Grandad's Camper. But you can see they've made a model of Grandad's camper, and it's got a rainbow flag on with the transgender, anti-racist triangle thing in it as well. Again, absolutely pure, unadulterated political indoctrination, but it goes on in Scottish schools absolutely shamelessly rather, and completely unchallenged. The story is about a girl and her basically gay granddads. That's a quick summary of it. So that's an English lesson. Right, what have we got next? Off to the art lesson. So pointing the young children up to some artists that they can look up to as role models, maybe do a bit of research on the internet, see what other sort of paintings and pictures these people produced. So Keith Haring, however you say it, I'm not quite sure. Let's look at one of his works, shall we? I mean, a quick search on the internet produced that. Right, so sorry I have to share that out. That's just perverted filth, someone whose sexuality is utterly distorted and obsessive. But this is the person that's been presented to pupils in a primary school as a role model, as an example, a positive portrayal of an LGBT person. So there we are, quick look across the curriculum. And what I've shown you there, I mean, don't be surprised by it, don't be shocked by it, because it is government policy. The policy of the Scottish Government is that there is to be LGBT content in every subject at all ages. And this is that policy in action. Now, I would encourage you at this point, if you're suffering from the conservative delusion, now the conservative delusion is where you might think something like, oh, I vote conservative. I don't endorse all this sort of thing. I vote conservative instead. Because LGBT inclusive education policy was endorsed enthusiastically by Conservative MSPs. The Conservative Party did not oppose it. Not a single MSP from any party spoke out against it in the Scottish Parliament. So this LGBT inclusive education policy, which is LGBT content in every subject, every level, is endorsed by every party in the Scottish Parliament. So if you'd like to see the lesson about Scottish castles featuring a book about Scottish castles instead of a sort of gay love story, etc., etc., then you need to support the Scottish Family Party. And we do need your support. Do join the party or become a regular donor via the link below. We would really appreciate that. But thanks for watching.